Hi guys, and welcome to yet another Assetto Corsa career playthrough video on the PlayStation 4. If you want to support Team VVV, you can do so by giving us a thumbs up. And if you want to keep up to date on all your favourite racing games, why not hit that subscribe button? So we are here at the Nürburgring Grand Prix circuit, driving the Mercedes SLS AMG. And once again having to avoid the slow starting BMWs off the line. Approaching 3 more here, so we're going to try and slide it through the middle of these two. It's like threading the eye of a needle, so on the brakes. Down into second gear through here then. Listen to those tyres squeal, wow. So we are just about up into 5th place now. Come around this left-hander. You see the AI car there going very wide, the white one. Fellow SLS AMG. Goal here. Well, I have to get 1 silver medal and 2 bronze to proceed to the intermediate 3 series. So look at this, the car is still on my left hand side under the brakes. It's got the inside line, so we have to surrender the position. So we're down in 5th, but we're certainly not giving up this position now. Trying to get as close as I can to this white Mercedes in front. This SLS sounds pretty decent, I've got to say. On the brakes then. But with the SLS you can feel, you know, it is a pretty big and heavy car, all things considered. And you really do feel that when you're driving it. You know, it does feel a bit like a bit barge-like, shall we say. And wasn't the best car to drive. But still, it sounded pretty decent. Had a fair amount of power as well. On the brakes once more then. Getting a little bit out of shape there. Tricky right-hander. So coming up to the 2-minute mark on the first lap of 4. Currently in 5th position. The target is to get a top 3 position. So we're going to be on the brakes here before the 200 metre marker. Or is it 150 metre marker? I can't tell, the writing's too small, but we're coming around here pretty good, and we're going to complete the first lap of 4. Just closing up on the Mercedes ahead now. The lead car is off in the distance at the moment as we cross the start-finish straight to begin the second lap. So yeah, the lead car's putting a lap time about 8 seconds quicker than myself on that first lap. As we go down to second gear for this really tight turn. You can see me closing up now on the 3 cars in front. But again, getting a little bit out of shape there. Lighting up the tyres a little bit, losing a little bit of ground. So just got to keep it more composed. Keep it in second through here, just lifting off the accelerator. A little bit of lift off oversteer, as you can see. So we get away with it. Great sounding car this. So once again just slightly closing the gap. Perhaps a little bit too much curb over there. Again, just trying whatever I can do to close this gap. They do seem to be quite a little bit quicker than me in some areas of the track, and not so much in other areas. Brakes again then, deciding this time to keep it full through there. You can drop it down to the 3rd. And again, I'm just not within touching distance, I'm just a little bit too far away at the moment to really have a serious look at overtaking the car in front. As a big puff of tyre smoke comes out from the car, and again I'm just losing ground. Through here then, just about flat out there, brought me very wide, so we're going to be on the brakes from 6th gear all the way down at 2nd. Oh, and no, not quite making the turn then, we've got a penalty, so now we have to slow down before the end of the lap. Of course the end of the lap's coming up right now, so I've got to come off the accelerator. I'm not allowed to touch the accelerator until, oh, and I've had to do it again, so I, by mistake there, touched the accelerator, so I've got to wait till it goes to 0. And then, now back on then. Oh no, it started again from 10. So even though it showed 0 seconds, you have to wait till the, oh, and there you go, across the line, so I'm actually disqualified. So you actually have to wait until the 0 seconds disappears, which I find very, you know, surprising, shall I say. So we're going to move on to the next event, which is a race once more in the Mercedes SLS AMG, except this time we are at Imola. So top 3 finish is the goal, and whoa, just about avoiding that BMW once more. And again, we're going to thread the car through the 2 BMWs here, just about avoiding contact. On the brakes then, heavy on the brakes. We're going to try and get the, oh, just about squeezing through up into 4th. And well, I actually did do this race before. I managed to finish in 4th position, which weren't enough, so I'm actually retrying the race here in with the easy difficulty. So I normally play through in medium, but for this race I've just dropped it down to easy, just to see if I can get a 3rd place finish or better. And you know, some events are really tough in the career mode. You know, you're racing on normal and it feels like you're racing on hard, or, you know, alien setting, because sometimes it just has these inconsistencies in the difficulty, which I do notice from time to time. And certainly this event was, I found a little bit tough. So we'll see how we get on in the easy mode as we close down on this 3rd place SLS AMG ahead. Tricky section through here, 2nd gear. Got to be careful I don't get any more penalties by cutting the track limits. So we're going to hit the brakes just before the 100-metre marker. Down to 2nd through here. Oh, and I do pick up a penalty, so we've got to slow down for 5 seconds now. So I was thinking about taking the penalty there and then, but I thought no, we're going to take it further up, because it would give me, I'd lose a lot less time taking the penalty under braking. So here we are. They're not allowed to touch the accelerator. I'm going to have to wait till the 0 seconds actually disappears. There we go. So we get back on the accelerator, learning my lesson there from the last time out. So just past the 2-minute mark. First lap of 4 in 4th position, and that penalty has set me back quite a bit. So I've got a bit of ground to make up on the 3rd place SLS in front. So we've got it all to do then. Oh, a little bit on the grass there. Got to be careful with that, particularly when you're driving a big, well, pretty big heavy car like the SLS, because it is easy to get it sideways when you're touching on the grass. So closing up now on that 3rd place SLS, as you once again hitting the brakes through here. 4th gear, we're going to drop it down to 3rd here. Oh, taking a bit too much curb there. Lucky to get away with that without incurring yet another penalty, so I do have to be careful as we get down 2nd through here, closing the gap once more. So I'm going to be happy enough with a 3rd place on this particular event, because it is pretty tough. And then we'll be looking for another 3rd place finish and a 2nd place finish in future events in this Intermediate 2 series. So closing up on this downhill section on the brakes then, keeping it, changing down to 4th, beg your pardon, down to 3rd, down to 2nd. Through here again, just a little less cutting through that section, because I am mindful of any more penalties. On the brakes again then, going to try and close the gap through here. It does struggle a little bit through the chicanes because of its extra weight compared to some of the other cars in the field. So we are, the car in front's about 1.5 seconds ahead, I'd say, and we've got just over, well, probably 3 or 4 second gap between myself and the car behind. So there's no pressure on me from the car behind at the moment. It's all about overtaking this 3rd place car in front. I need this podium finish. So picking up some good speed through here as we start the 3rd lap of 4. So So we're going to try and close the gap under this braking section here. You can see just how much we've closed up. Keep the power on through here. I understand it was a car a little bit, but you know, I've only got 2 laps to get past this car ahead, so we've got no time to mess about. On the brakes once more. Keeping it full through here. A little dab on the brakes again into third. And closing up on that car in front. So we're going to have a little look here, and he's left the door open, so wow, look at that. I wasn't fully expecting to actually make the move, but I just thought I'd stick the car on the inside and see what happens. And sure enough, he gave me space, so we took the third place position, and well, it's looking pretty good now. I've probably got no chance to take the second place, as the car in front does have about a 3.5 second lead. But I'm certainly happy enough with third place here in Imola. And like I said before, we'll get the silver and bronze medals in the future events in this series. So, braking before the 100-metre mark, down to second once more. Slight little cut there on the chicane, but very minimal. Get away with a fair amount in Assetto Corsa. But you just got to make sure you're not taking too many liberties. So tricky right-hander that, leading onto this tight left. So it's on the accelerator again before lifting, keeping it in second through here. A little bit of lift off oversteer, which sometimes helps to get around the tight turns. Just had a little look at the car behind then. So we are opening up a pretty decent gap now. I'd say it's about 1.5 seconds. We'll get the split in just a moment. And there it is, bang on, 1.5 seconds. So the car in front is 4.8 seconds, I believe that says. So we're not going to have a chance of getting second place. But it's all about keeping hold of this third place now. It's probably the most tricky turn on the track. This right hand, you've got to get on the brakes early, down and fourth, get it around this turn. It sort of tightens as you go. But I do notice I'm a little bit quicker through there than the airway opponents. And through here, fourth gear. Again, just hitting the accelerator midway through there before hitting the brakes once more. And again, approaching this tight chicane. So over 100 miles on the brakes. Second gear through here, so about 40 miles per hour at the lowest point. Plenty of curb there on the outside. So I've taken my foot off the gas a little bit. You can see on the mini-map on the bottom left that the car behind me has catched me up quite a bit, but it doesn't matter, because we're going to cross the line in third place, so we're going to leave it there for the first part of this intermediate Series 2 playthrough, and we'll have lots more Assetto Corsa career videos to come very shortly. Hit the like and subscribe buttons, and thanks for watching.